fitness piece?
So who's Travis Matthew?
Travis Matthew is a brand, and it's great. I'm excited to be with them. They've mainly been in golf to this point. Bubba Watson, Masters champion, wears it. John Mallinger, Kevin Chappell, Luke List, a couple guys on the Nationwide Tour, but they're now going to get more into fitness and more, I don't want to say active sports than golf, but you know, more a little more into the fitness realm, and that's why I'm excited to be a part of it right at the beginning. You know, Bubba Watson got in right at the beginning, and obviously his career took off, and you know, I'm excited to be a part of a company that is behind me, supporting me from the start, from sort of their inception into the fitness line, and I'm excited to be a part of it, and I think it's going to do really well. The stuff is unbelievable, so I'm happy about it.
Go ahead.
What does it feel like being back again here, and back again winning?
It's a good feeling. You know, every time I come back here, it's still sort of the goosebumps feeling. We're walking out with Willie Armstrong or Arthur Ashe, and you know, I'm just excited. I get a lot of ticket requests, and then get to see my fans and my friends having a good time, and that definitely keeps my spirits up, keeps my head up throughout the whole match. And I can't believe that it's been, I think, 12 years I've been playing here just about every year, and you know, it still doesn't feel normal. It's still an incredible feeling to be here and to be doing what I dreamed of as a kid.
You've had a lot of epic matches at night here in the record books and length and all that. Right. What's the difference between day matches and night matches? What ratchets it up for you?
Well, during the day it's a little different because there's so much else going on. I mean, I like to, you know, egotistically, I like to think everyone's coming out to watch me play on Louis Armstrong, but there's great matches going on in Ashe and Grandstand and all throughout the grounds. Night matches, you know, everyone's there just to see the one match, so they want to see a good match. They don't want to come out and see, you know, some pretty gritty and ugly tennis and just going through the motions or anyone not giving it their all. They're here just to see that match, and they may also be here for a night out where they're enjoying some cocktails, so they have a little more energy. They're pretty rowdy, and so you got to give them your best. They'll get on you if you're not giving them your best, and they'll appreciate you if you are giving them your best. And that to me is some of the most fun matches I've ever played is night matches here at the Open, because the crowd is really just crazy, and it's there's nothing else like it in the sport. I don't think you know, matches at Wimbledon, matches at the French. There's nothing like a night match at the Open.
Speaking of the night match with Agassi, Cliffhanger was a great match. Do you feel that in a match like that, even though you lost it, it was a winning experience, that you know, you laid it all out there and that you comported yourself well? Can there be a winning and a losing? Yeah, and I think Andre said it best that night with saying tennis was the winner. It's easier to say when you win, but no, he's a great champion too. So I know that we both did our best, and I think I remember someone was actually just talking to me about it a couple days ago when I was here in the locker room, saying how high the quality was. That I think the tiebreaker, it was almost all winners. There weren't unforced errors. It was both of us standing on the baseline, toe to toe, just getting after each other, and that's a fun match to be a part of. Obviously, I wish I had won it, but there's got to be someone that goes down and doesn't quite get over the finish line. And that day, Andre played better, but it was a great match. I'm happy to be a part of it. I wish I had won, but it, yeah, I mean, I guess you could call it a win, like I said, for tennis, but for me, it was a match that I played well and lost. And, you know, you hope you don't have too many of those in your career, but you can't be angry about it. You can't say, you know, I just didn't move my feet well, or I didn't execute my shots, or I didn't have a good game plan. I did everything I wanted to do, and I mean, things could have changed with 2 points at 6-all on the break, right? You know, I hit a winner instead of him hitting a winner, or you know, he makes one mistake and then he clipped the line with his second serve return on match point, and you know, that's an inch further out, and we might still be out there. So it's just a match that could have gone either way, and he came up big that time.
Health-wise, how are you feeling? I know you've had
great. You know, don't worry about the ice on my shoulder. That's just preventative. I actually feel my shoulder feels better than ever. My knee feels better than ever. So I'm actually feeling great. It's a really good feeling, and that's been exciting for me the last, I'd say, 3 or 4 weeks of the summer, where I've actually felt like I can move the way I used to, or the way I need to compete out here. I think I was kidding myself earlier in the year, thinking I was able to move at this level, and I really wasn't after the knee surgery. And I think I more wanted it to be okay than it really was okay. So now for it to really feel the way it does and feel like I can move and I can be effective with my legs, because without my legs I'm a pretty average to below average player out here. I need those to be strong. So the way it's feeling now, I feel like I'm ready to play and I want to just keep playing.
And this is the healthiest you've been since
08, 09. My knee was giving me problems for a while, and I didn't bring it up a lot. I didn't want to talk about it because it was something that would nag at me, and then I could be okay for half a match, and then it starts getting worse, and then I know the next day is going to be terrible, and it just eventually got to a point where I couldn't even make it through a match, and it got worse and worse, and eventually the only option was surgery. So it was a while that I kind of battled with that, and now it feels good.
James, as a kid, you were a kid who struggled with braces and weren't exactly a dream phenomenon. Then went on to the tour, lost your guiding light, and then went on to some great wins and great losses. We never get it right in terms of the big picture and the big story, but could you just take a minute possibly and just reflect on your own career and your takeaways?
Sure. Well, I never had braces, actually. I was lucky enough my teeth were okay, but I had a back brace. That's what I had. So I kind of wish I had braces instead of the back brace. But yeah, I mean, as a kid, I came here and watched, and I honestly never believed I'd be good enough to be out here playing. And to be doing what I'm doing is really incredible. And I haven't taken too many moments to just step back and reflect on that. I did that whole year when I was in the process of writing a book and thinking about my father, thinking about breaking my neck, thinking about shingles and how painful that was. But now I'm just so excited to be back playing and being healthy. It's a good feeling, but I know when I'm done. Brian Barker and I have talked about, like, we need to sit down once this is all said and done, have a couple beers, and just talk about everything we went through, because there's so many stories, and he'll bring up a story once in a while that I've forgotten and bring a smile to my face or a frown to my face, and it's just, I can't believe that I've been out here this long and had so many great experiences, so many tough experiences, and just it's a thrill, and it seems like it's gone by in a blur, and I don't know how many times I've been in this room, but I never thought I'd be doing anything like this, doing a press conference where people actually care what I think. It's still a little weird to me, and I still really love it. And that's what showed me what I learned this summer, was that when I wasn't playing my best, when I wasn't able to move, it wasn't that much fun. But as soon as it clicked in that I was able to move, I love this. I love playing. I love competing, and I want to keep doing it. So I'll hopefully have a whole another year, maybe even longer, to make more.
You said at one point actually losing your father incredibly was the best thing that ever happened to you.
No. I said breaking my neck was the best thing that ever happened to me. I would never say that losing my father was. It was breaking my neck was the best thing that happened to me that year, because it gave me a chance to go home and see my father. I was there for 6 weeks, the last 6 weeks of his life, and I know my dad was so proud that if I hadn't been hurt, he would have told me, get ready to play the French, stay over there, I'll be fine. I could almost guarantee those words would have come out of his mouth, that I'll be fine, I'll be okay, even though I'm sure he knew things weren't going well at that time. So hurting myself that day, lying on the clay, it felt terrible, and you never know, when something happens, if it's something that's positive or negative, and that was a positive in my life. It got me to go home and see my dad and just sit and talk to him sometimes and just be around him, and not that many people get the opportunity to say the things that they want to say towards the end of someone's life, and he got to say the things he wanted to say, I think, and I got to say the things I wanted to say, and I would never say that losing him was the best thing. Losing him is probably the toughest thing I've ever had to deal with, and I wish I didn't have to go through that. I would never wish it on my worst enemy to have to go through losing their parent too early, and now that I am a parent, I can't imagine it. I want to be there for everything that my daughter goes through, and I hope I'm there to see her grow up, go through all the trials and tribulations of high school and college and marriage and all that fun stuff, and I can't wait. But it was real tough to see my dad getting sicker and getting weaker.
Are you to the point in your career where you're starting to get
old jokes from your peers?
I've been that way for a while. The thing is, I knew I was going to get them because when I was a kid starting out on here, I dished them out. So I knew they would come back and haunt me. I remember I used to make fun of Todd Martin was one of my key guys that I would get, and I made fun of him for taking so long to warm up, for his gray hair, for all that kind of stuff, for just in general being old. And he said, just wait, you will be too. And now I'm getting it from everyone, you know, and I deserve it, because if I dish it out, I got to be able to take it. So I'm getting the old jokes, I'm getting the grandpa jokes, and I'm okay with that.
And along those lines, do you have any theories on Federer's apparent fountain of youth thing going on here?
The guy's a freak. he's so good. It's really incredible. I could spend another hour talking about the things I'm impressed with by him, but you know, his streak of quarterfinals is most people would have that an incredible streak just to play in that many slams in a row. He's got it making quarterfinals or better, and to do that at that level and not injure yourself is amazing. I mean, it's so easy to go out and roll an ankle, to tear up your knee a little bit, for your back to be sore, and for him not to do that is amazing. And I think it shows how much work he probably put in, stretching, getting his body strong enough and physically ready to play all these slams. And you know, he has the luxury of being able to pick and choose his tournaments. He obviously is pretty comfortable with his ranking, with where he's sitting, with not needing to worry about that. But it's still really, really impressive that he focuses on the big picture and is always ready for these slams.
Just wanted to ask you about the state of the industry, so to speak, as an elder statesman.
Okay.
Last year, Occupy Wall Street heard 1%ers came in the language, 1% controlling 99% of the wealth.
Yeah.
In this industry, it seems like 1% of the men control 99%, win 99% of the big tournaments. Is that good for the industry?
Well, I think as long as they're willing to really market the sport, and I think they are. I mean, you see Roger, you see Rafa, you see Novak and Andy all over billboards, all over marketing, you know, all over, you know, ad sheets and everything. And I think, you know, when we started on tour, tennis and golf prize money was about the same, and then Tiger came along, and they're 4 times what our prize money is. So I think you see what happens when one true superstar gets marketed the right way, and obviously he has the charisma, he had everything behind it. He's an American. He appeals to a wide audience, and I think with Roger and Rafa and Novak, I think the ATP is doing a good job, and it just maybe takes a little time. I mean, I've heard of polls and all these things where Roger and Rafa are so well respected, and Novak is, you know, practically a god in his country, and you know, those are things that are great for the sport, I think. Of course, it's also fun to have an underdog story, to have someone, you know, go out and beat one of the pillars of the sport. So maybe that'll happen this week.
More questions?
Given the dominance of the top 3 or 4 guys in the past couple of years, how hard is it going to be for an American like you or Isner to break through here and make a run and maybe be one of the top 3 guys?
You know, for me, I think I need to get there. I need to worry about one match at a time. I can't worry about quarters or semis or finals right now. I'm still kind of scrapping to get through these matches and get my confidence back and feel like I'm ready to compete. But I don't think that'll change if I'm playing someone that's 1, 2, or 3 in the world. I've been fortunate enough. I am an elder statesman out here. I've been around, so I've won a lot of matches. I've beaten guys that are number 1 in the world. I've beaten guys that are top 3, top 4, top 5, you know, plenty of times. So there's no reason for me to go out there and play one of those guys and be scared. So I don't think, you know, I think it'll take an unbelievable effort. I'll have to play my best tennis. And for Isner, you know, with that serve, anything can happen. No one wants to play him. When he's confident, when he's playing well on hard courts, if he's moving well and that serve's coming in, I don't care, Roger, Rafa, Novak, Andy, they don't want to see that coming in, because a lot of times he takes the racket out of your hand. And that's, you know, so he's got a chance, and I think I remember seeing his draw. It was pretty solid. You know, he's got a good chance, and I think he can take advantage of that. It's a great opportunity for him, and he's obviously playing well. Did well last week, and can keep it up here. You know, he's one of my best friends on tour. I hope he does it.
James, speaking about people with big serves, what impresses you most about Serena's dominance right now, having gotten back to that stature?
You know, what's impressed me most about her is her mind. You know, her will to win it's funny, you know, me and my a couple people I'm friends with will joke about it. Like, you don't want her, you don't want to be playing against her. You don't want, you know, she is mentally the toughest person I know, you know, out there on the WTA tour by far. She wants to win every single match. She doesn't want to just win. She wants to beat you badly, and she's going to do everything she can to win. And it's great to see that she's back with that kind of winning spirit and just real desire of a champion, because, you know, she had some serious medical issues too, and to be back and healthy and wanting to win and proving to the girls that she's the one to beat is fun to see, because she's great for the sport as well. She's another superstar that moves the needle when it comes to selling product, to getting tennis on TV, to selling ads. She's unbelievable, and you know, if I ever get a chance to play mixed doubles, she's the one I want to play partner.
A few days ago, there was stunning news about Lance. Even in our sport, there's been incidents with Wayne and Australian, Ingis after Wimbledon, and some of the Argentinians, even on that. Do you think the situation with performance enhancements are under control in tennis? Is there any problem? What are your thoughts on that?
In tennis, I think they do a great job of testing. It's, of course, at times a little bit of an inconvenience to me when I get woken up at 6 a.m. To pee in a cup, but it's their job. I know they're doing it, and I know if they're doing it to me, they're doing it to everyone else. So I'm happy to do that. I may not be cheery at 6 in the morning when they're coming, but I'm happy to do that, and happy to take part in the SADA and WADA regulations. I don't know what to think about Lance. It's you know, cycling has seen what seems to be like the steroid era in baseball, or the PED era in baseball, where it seems like everyone is clouded, and you don't know. He's passed, like you said, he's passed 500-600 tests, but I really have no idea. I've never inquired about that. I don't know Lance at all. I've never met him, so I don't know what he's like. I know his story is inspirational. I know how many people he's helped. That's incredible. So, however he did it, it's still inspirational. No matter what he did, he's definitely someone that makes a difference in this world in a positive way. So, I don't know if erasing 7 titles will matter in terms of his true meaning to this world, because it's going to be a positive one no matter if he has 7 titles or not, I think. So, in tennis, I think I'm sure there are guys that are doing it and getting away with it and ahead of the testers, but I do my best to go out there and win and give myself whatever advantage I can legally in terms of just protein shakes and Gatorade and that kind of stuff. But I gotta believe that it's out there at a level playing field, but I also am realistic in knowing that with this much money involved, with $1.9 million to the winner of the U.S. Open, people are going to try to find a way to get ahead. And it's unfortunate, but I hope the tennis is doing the best job of catching those guys that are trying to beat the system.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.